Why do I always have to initiate these things? Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in the library?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Oh, my lord! Alright, fine. I'm guessing probably in this room. We haven't been through there. If I remember, on the other side of this door, it's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It all makes sense once you're inside. Somehow I doubt that, but okay, sure. Lots of stuff. Whoa, so many books and files. So much dust, too.
So in other
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. Alright, so, again, you gonna tell me now? If you pay attention to your surroundings, you're sure to discover that value for yourself. Of course, gotta do everything on my own. Gotcha. Alright, I can look at this pile here. There's a wooden box, and it's empty! Although judging by the smudges and the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? Okay. I'm sorry, my brain is going through all of its pistons. It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. And I got a coin for it. Huzzah. Alright, fine. So, that's that. Let's see. I'm guessing it's probably the one you're standing next to. There's a ton of thick files stuffed onto the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos of all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. What do you mean? All those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh. Alright then. Okay then. Anything else to look at? So many files stuffed onto the shelf. What's in all these things?
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. Ah, Illuminati. Alright. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. Alrighty. This shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file.
That's right.
That's the report on presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I returned the file to the shelf. So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? No, not really. The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. And anything that doesn't enter your realm of reality is apparently beneath you, not worth paying attention to. So we both have deep mental problems, so shut up. Well, it's not that, it's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but, I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps, the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple, those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt. Hold on a second, you're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. So you're a part of a really big corporation. Gotcha. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So in other
I already
words,
told you, there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council, and I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. Yep, you're definitely the type who would have that kind of power. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. He is a pretty weird dude. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Regarding those, reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. So you've been a messed up mamma jamma since the start. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
That's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack case has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. Very morbid, very gross, yes. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Eh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about the act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. Well, I mean, I guess I could go with the blatantly obvious answer and say you knew about it. So you could have done it and just made it look like it was somebody else. But considering the fact that apparently Toko is Genocide Jack, I don't know which angle to believe here. But in fact, the answer is quite simple. The culprit isn't a copycat killer, it's the real Genocide Jack. It's just, maybe that's why he's, you know, leading Makoto around, like specifically implanting all of these specific thoughts to get him all on board his train of thought so that he doesn't suspect Byakuya. I mean, it would make sense.
In other words,
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is. Such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us. Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two. If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Yeah, I'd really rather not do that. Okay, so can I look at it then? Tons of thick files. Investigation into cold cases. Yep, I'm aware. Okay, so what, are you holding it? Can you just give me the stupid case file? About the Genocide Jack case file, could you let me see it?
fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Clearly it's having some sort of effect on Makoto. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Alright, time to pay super close attention to this. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. Okay, let's just take a look at here. Victim, Ken Harada, office worker 32. The murder took place in the parking lot of the victim's apartment complex. The victim suffered multiple stab wounds across his body, believed to have been inflicted with the same scissors that were later used to attach the victim to the wall. Aha. Victim stabbed multiple times across the body, believed to have been inflicted with the same scissors that were later used to attach the victim to the wall. As with the other cases at the scene of the crime, the word bloodlust was written in the victim's blood. The scissors used in the murder were apparently custom-made, with each pair left at each murder scene seeming to be of the same material and construction. These scissors used in the murder were apparently custom-made. Left at the murder scene seeming to be the same. Alright. Well, that's one major difference I can't help but notice. They're putting a lot of emphasis on scissors. Scissors... like stab wounds and pinned to the wall with scissors. Chihiro got thumped on the head with a barbell. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuya Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Ken Ose, 14. Oh, Jesus. Takashi Yo, I mean, all of this is tragic, but my god. Komatsu Taro, Takafuni Gondo, Uchinara Nashihina, Takashi Masamune, Udo Umajimi. There was no end to it. But one thing perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. Fair enough, but this is very clearly an entirely different case. No stabs, no scissors. Also, I'm not sure, but I think all of the victims are also dudes. I mean, serial killers like to follow a pattern, and at least the four... I mean, and then again, no, these are the same too, but all of those names kind of sounded like man names, right? And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Now take a look at the next page, and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page... Ah, shucky ducky. Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Okay, based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. So, yeah, it's definitely Toko, right? I mean, this all makes sense. She has a split personality. She sees murder. You know what? You know what? She probably saw Chihiro's body, freaked out. You know, she didn't freak out. Okay, I think the blood thing is a lot of bunk. She's not afraid of blood. I think she assumed that she lapsed into her alternate personality and then killed Chihiro. That would be my best guess, and that's what made her flip out. And it would line up with this, as it's like, okay, she sees the murder, like, ah, crap, I done did it again, and then ran out. I mean, she is a panicky individual. It all seems to fit together pretty well. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder. Ha-ha! Go brain! Sometimes we're good at this. The key point here is the culprit may well have a split personality. So yeah, it's definitely Toko. A split personality? Like the kind of things you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. Multiple personality disorder is not a fictional thing. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I've heard of actual cases of that actually being a thing. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up until now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Alrighty, that'll come in handy.
Let's go.
Alright, we should get going soon. Hey, where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Ah, wait! Why you gotta do these things? As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch him. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Just all of a sudden like that?
I don't have time to
Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together this whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he'd cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack. He's the one that killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us. Alright, so no. Genocide Jack is not the killer. I mean, I do think that Genocide Jack and Toko are the same person, but I don't think they were involved. Because, again, as I mentioned before, scissors, stab wounds, and I'm pretty sure they were dudes. So I imagine that if it was the actual factual Genocide Jack, as the case is, then there would have been, I mean, even if they couldn't get a hold of scissors, I imagine they'd, find some, knives. Those aren't hard to come by. But who is it? I have to find out no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. Alrighty. And that is what we shall do. Alright, so, I mean, I could be wrong, obviously. I'm definitely no expert on this sort of thing, but these are the guesses I'm going with so far. Alright. So first things first, I noticed that he said that the boys' locker room is something I should check too. And it goes against my baser instincts, but alright, what do you got? Ding, ding, ding! Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit. Another stat increase for me. Yeah, references, very funny. Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet, but I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where is Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there. What's it gonna be? Alright, so that proved completely pointless. Alright, boys' locker room. What's so interesting about this that I had to bring it up? Okay, well that's interesting. That was not there before. This poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. You mean like how the model didn't fit in the girls' locker room? That was obviously here last time. I remember pointing that out before. Okay, yep, that's something. And then there's also that. Pretty sure that wasn't there before. Strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Alright, well, apparently whatever it is, it's important enough. Alright. Time to look. Doo-doo-doo. Anything over there? I remember. The first time I went in here, when I rewatched my videos. Because that's something you have to do when you take a hiatus. Those were the only, that was like, the only thing that you could inspect was the poster, and I thought that was weird. Alright, to the girls' room! Alright, let's see here. Yo! Kyoko! You got any ideas going on here? Have you made any progress on your investigation? Generally speaking.
However,
but I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? Oh yeah, because she's totally gonna tell us.
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
so then,
before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time. Thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. Okay. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take a look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Considering, you know, the whole handbook scenario. Yep, that's definitely a role and everything. Y'all know anything new? Should talk to them both. Chihiro's presence here was especially weak. Her body and her soul.
No forgiveness!
Oh my goodness, to target such a helpless being, it's unforgivable. What a wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Okay, yeah, very upset, very angry. Mondo, you got anything new to say? They're real complex about being weak. Alright, no, I didn't want to do that. Alright, yes, alright. Same thing as always. Chihiro's complex, gotcha, okay. Guess we have to look at the body again. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. I better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was the blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended in the fatal blow. At first I didn't see any reason to think much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. Yeah, it was a blunt object, not a stabbing, and she's tied to the wall instead of stabbed into the wall, which requires a level of upper body strength that I find personally terrifying. What does this all mean? Okay. Well, the one thing's most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. How it's the extension cord that Byakuya was using, basically. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. Well, if that's what I gotta do. So, can we point out that these, got the old switcheroony? It's the bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but yeah, the swimsuit model is pretty noticeable, too. A girl's locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little bit more about the locker rooms. Okay. Sakura? You and Hina are the only two I know of. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker room could have switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I mean, yeah, it would make sense. You don't look like the type to have paid attention to either. You see?
However...
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with the coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
Of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain had disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with. The stain in the boys' room? Okay. So, am I to take this as the murder took place in the boys' room and then everything got moved into here? Is that what I'm supposed to be taking from this? I mean, with the keypad stuff. Oh, okay. All right. Let's look at this. What's the information we've been given so far? All right. So they've put a ton of emphasis all on the key cards. Only the boys can use the boys, only the girls can use the girls. However, somebody obviously took one in order to be able to go through a different door. That much is obvious. Okay. And when we looked at the e-handbooks, Leon's was not broken, but also I should probably head off to the library while I'm doing this. So it's not broken, but it won't turn on, which I theorized would be head hurt, brain think. Another reason I've been avoiding this game. Thinking hurts. Okay. It's not broken, it's not on, so I theorized that maybe it was somebody else's. Maybe somebody broke their handbook and then maybe they took Leon's in order to still have one. That's possible, I guess. Anyway, I guess we're looking at the extension cord thingy, the desk lamp. Grab that one thing from here and put it over there. It sure is dark over there. Nothing? Alright. The boxes? The wooden box is empty. The extension cord was in there before. Alright, still not making the parallels. Good on us. I want to take a look at the Genocide Jack's case file. It's around here somewhere. It's gone! Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would do something like that. I can't think of anyone but Byakuya. Alright, so withholding information from me. Like, I see where we're going with this. It's looking like Byakuya is, in fact, the killer. I mean, he's the only one who would have known anything about the Genocide Jack stuff. So, I mean, it would make sense. And he could... Oh, you know what I think might be going down? I think he did it. And he's setting this all up so that I think it's Genocide Jack. And he's hoping that I'm able to figure out that it's Toko, so that I can accuse her. Right. You know what? I think I'm getting the pieces here. There's a thick layer of dust on top of the desk. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Guess not. No, really? I thought with the lamp. Also, I thought, are there two lamps? The lamp won't turn on. It's not plugged in. The lamp cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. Yeah, right. So we're connecting the dots here. No extension cord here now. I wonder if we're making any progress here. Do you want me to go back and look at the How hard does it have to be? He used the cord to tie her up. My God. Come on, Makoto. If you're gonna be the main protagonist of this whole shebango, then you're really gonna have to learn to figure this stuff out a little bit easier. Ooh, BKB. Let's take another looky-loo. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope, but it isn't actually a rope at all. Still, that's not the only thing that concerns me. Yep. Why do I always push that button thinking it's going to speed things up? That's right, there's an issue of her being suspended in the fatal blow. Yeah. We really not making any connections here with the extension cord. Okay, apparently there's another place I need to look at. Ugh, I have no idea. Alright, hang on. Well, I don't know about anything about that nature, but I do apparently need to... the hallway. Ah, right, the other people. Completely forgot. They might have figured something out. Like Celeste. They said, Hifumi said she was at the warehouse. So I guess I gotta go to the warehouse. But first, yo. Maybe we should have confessed our embarrassing secrets after all. Damn it. I'm sorry, Chihiro. It's all because I wasn't strong enough. Taking it pretty hard. A very real theme of inner strength seems to be going on around these parts. Good to know. Alright, to the warehouse, to the warehouse. Hello, hello, hello. Celeste. Creepy lady. You still in there? Please make this slightly easier for me and just be inside there. And she is there! Alright then. What did you see? Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing! It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something. Very well, I will tell you, and only you.
Actually,
Last night I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What? Really?
indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
I always get caught off guard when the voice acting starts.
Oh, I was just... Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
The gym bag?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Okay. She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes,
I
indeed.
assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this would have ever happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. Oh my god. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. The trash room? But why would they go through all that effort? Interesting. Okay. I guess I might as well go check. Doesn't hurt anything, at least. To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, 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 to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. I can't help but notice, we have 2 trash rooms? What's the point of that? I guess I probably should have looked at that one first, huh? Oh well. What's done is done. Let's look in the trash room. Anything of note? This is the trash room. The dump, in other words. But with the gate in the way, I can't actually get inside. Anyway, it's not related to the case. There's nobody left who could do what Leon did. I guess that's true. There's a hatch on the floor. Rattle, rattle. The door won't budge. Must be locked. Alright then. This was an exercise in futility. Ain't that just about the bee's knees? Sure wish I knew what the run button was. Ah, well. Gonna check out what is apparently the... Oh, that's not the trash room. That's a chef's hat, not a trash can. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Must be something else I'm supposed to be doing. I guess I could just start looking in rooms. Hello? Anybody hanging? Nobody hanging? Alright. Well, actually, you know what? Considering that this is one of the things that opened up, I mean, the pool area, or the locker room at least, and the library have been important. This is the other thing that's opened up, so maybe this has a point. Hello? Anything specifically to look at? Oh, hello. An open locker. Lockers! One of them is unlocked, but I don't see anything inside. Oh, bummer. Okay. We must investigate further in! Anything at all to look at? I mean, really, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing here, so I guess I'm just kind of wandering. Hello? Nothing? Alright. Again, wrong room. Wrong button. Alright, let's see. Who else is around? Let's see, Celeste isn't there. Ah, Hina! Hina might know something. I mean, Toko's obviously going to be involved in this in some capacity, and she's the only one with immediate access to her, or at least had in the moments leading up to this. Yo, girl, you know anything? Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing? Same as before. She won't come out, and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her? My head was all swimmy, and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry. I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Too good for this world. You're totally gonna be the next victim or something, and I'm not happy about that. Speaking of which, what are you eating? A donut, of course. Of course. There's two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. Really? I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. Oh, I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well...
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh, wait, maybe. Maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You think so? Never really saw her as that kind of girl. Now, Hina ain't saying she a gold digger. Ah! That actually caught me off guard. Is that literally everything? There's nothing more to do?
So, I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in?
Okay. I mean, I guess I'm going in, like, I have no evidence to support anything else. Like, I guess Byakuya, in fact, did this and is just trying to make everybody think it's Toko by unveiling the whole Genocide Jack thing. Ah! You know what? I bet that was her secret, too!
It's the moment you
Yeah.
remember where...
Yep, I remember. Just stop talking. Whatever makes you stop using your face the fastest. Begin the class trial, or it's about to begin. The red door is right through here. And once more into the breach, where the terrible, horrible things are about to go down. Yeah. So is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing someone? Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember? Monokuma burn.
Come on!
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? How? Double Monokuma burn. That's the first time you said something that didn't upset me. She's a crucial part of the class trial this time. Ah, see? There you go. Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like he said a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible! So, now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Well, it's pretty odd. I mean, it would make sense. Byakuya is going through, like, a ton of effort to make sure that I'm suspecting pretty much anything else. But again, he knew about Genocide Jack and all of the ways that they did things, although he still did it wrong. So I'm kind of confused as to why he wouldn't he have just used knives? I'm confused about that. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. Alright, let's do this. I'm not sure how a lot of this other information goes into it, like the key cards, the handbook, all of that nature. I'm not sure where that comes into play with all of this, but I guess we'll figure it out as we go. Someone standing right here is a no-good, bad-nick murderer. More than most likely him. Alright, let's just dive right in. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. He gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. It's kind of depressing how it's become slightly easier for him this time. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. Oh, man. This elevator's gonna get a lot more depressing as less people are around. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. The elevator was a very closed-minded and self-centered individual. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. Oh boy. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good, good. You're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. Also, it looks exactly the same. Okay, then. Let's get this show on the road. Find your assigned seats and completely ignore Monokuma's talking. And so the curtain opened once again. Deadly judgment, deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. All right. Just had to crack my neck a little there. All right, let's do this.